So, as always, the code for this question will be in the description, but if you want the explanation for this, then you can keep watching this video. See, this is actually a really easy question. I don't even know why I spent a lot of time for this, but I think I didn't. The other part is I didn't read the question carefully. I'll get to this in the end of the video. The reasons why this question might be hard for you. The reasons why it was hard for me. I'll get into that. But see, first thing first, let's get to the explanation. You'll be given a circular kind of colony such that I will write it like this. One. This traffic can only go clockwise. Now there is some person named, I don't know who it is and I don't care. They live here. Okay. They live in this house one. These are houses by the way. So you can go clockwise. This person, he or she lives in this place. I'll call her she. He lives in this place. Now they have works to do in this colony, and the works are ordered in such a way that, for example, let's take 2, 3, 2, 4, something like this. They'll be given an order such that, they have to do some work at house number 2, then they have to go to house number 3 and do some work, and they have to go to house number 2 and do some work again, and go to house number 4 and finally do the work. These are the work order in which they're supposed to follow it. Now, it takes them one time unit to go from one house to another. So the traveling time it takes for them is 1 hour. The actual doing a work time doesn't take any time at all. So okay, the only work time goes for traveling. So basically real life. So what happens here is, what you're supposed to do is find out, you can only go in clockwise direction, that is the important part. Find out the amount of time it takes for her to complete all the works. Now, as I told you, the time it takes for in traveling, not in actually doing the work. So, time takes in reaching this position, not actually doing the work in that position after going to the position. So, take this one for example. How much time will this thing take? So, first, she's in house 1, right? She has to go to 2. It will take 1 time for her to get to 2. Now, the next house is 3. It will take her 1 time to go from 2 to 3. Now, it is 2 again. You can't go back to 2 because you can only go clockwise. You have to go from 3 to 4, 4 to 1, and 1 to 2, which will be 3 units of time. 1, 2, and 3. That's how it works. Okay, basically, if you have a number which is smaller than the previous number, you have to iterate to the entire array again. I'll get to it. And you have to go back to 2 again. You can't go back to 2 again. And then you have 4. 4 is basically 1, 2. So plus 2. Basically, this amounts to 7. So the answer in this case is 7. So how do we actually get to this thing? See, the thing is, it's simple. You watch the array. What you're supposed to do here is, you start from this value. And what you'll do is, if this value is less than this value, that means you're going in a clockwise direction. Since the houses will be in clockwise direction from 1 to 3, 4, like that. So if this value is less than this value, greater than this value, which it means that everything is fine. Okay, now you can have 3, then you can calculate this value in a normal way, which means that you're going in order. For that, what you'll basically do is, it's simple, right? How do you know the distance between 2 houses, 2 and 4, something like that? You subtract it, that's it. To subtract these values if this value is smaller than this value. Now what if it's in this case, 3 to 2. Now this value is greater than this value. In this case, what you'll do is, you have to take this as an array. I'll write this down in a better way. See, in this case, you write it down as an array 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now 1, 2, and 3. 2 minus 3 will be 1. That's how we got the answer. Now how do you go from 3 to 2 again? You first go from 3 to 4, and then you go from 4 to 1. It also takes time, 1 unit time. And then you go from 1 to 2. So basically, the n, what is n? Minus array of 5 minus 1 is this length plus 1 plus 1. I'll write it here because you have to go from here to here. It also takes 1 unit time, plus this value, how much time will it go, which is array of I minus 1, because we have to go from this here to here. It's not from 0 to 2, it's from 1 to 2. So 2 minus 1 is array of I minus 1. Basically, as long as this is increasing, you can keep doing subtracting these values and adding it to the time. The second it goes from increasing to decreasing, you can just put this formula. For the same from here, 2 to 4, it will be the same thing. 4 minus 2 is 2. That's basically the thing. I explained to you the code too. This is a small thing. Where you might have went wrong is in reading the question. See, for me at least, that's where I went wrong, because if you read the question properly, first what I thought was you can either go clockwise or anti-clockwise, only one direction. Depends on, they asked you what is the least direction. That's where it went wrong. You're supposed to read the question properly. Don't do a mistake. Is basically what I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, that's basically the thing. This is the code. That's it. If you look at the code too, it's actually really simple. You write down this value. If it is decreasing, if it's increasing, you just subtract this. Then you keep adding it to the time it takes, and you iterate through each and every array, starting from this value to each and every single. No, starting from this value. You need to start from this value. Okay, because you need to check I minus 1. If you go here, it will be creating an array out of bound error. So you start from here and you go till the end. That's it. That's basically the question. It's actually very simple. So yeah, thank you.